drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. Today we're gonna try something a little bit different. Like I got my little girl here,
Hi.
little Tay Tay. How you doing, Tater?
Good.
Good. So this is the first time I have brought my daughter onto the podcast, and we are testing out some of our new equipment.
Yes, we are. It's pretty cool. You sound pretty crisp right now.
Yeah, well, we can also use our NPR voices and talk like this.
WMPR News.
Yes.
The mouth
So-
sounds are a must.
So Taylor, tell me, what now? How old are you, Taylor?
I'm 11 and my birthday is in 8 days.
8 days. That's a very big deal. Okay, and I see we got Booker Trey in here and Silvestre Solamo, and so here's what. Now let us know. Can you hear us? Okay, do we sound good?
You talk a little louder.
Yeah.
I can't even hear you.
You can't hear me? Well, you know I can with this little fancy device. I can turn your headphones up. Is this right? Are you mic number 1? Sounds
Yes.
like this, right?
I make number 1. You're mic. I just turned you up a little bit. You can also.
Hey, Trenton
Press
and
this.
Demetrius, can you guys hear us? Are we coming through okay? Give us a yes. Shout out the city that you're from. Let us know what city you're coming from. And there's literally no purpose to this podcast other than...
Also, you can call in and talk to us, actually.
Well, actually, they can't call us. We got to call them.
Oh.
So, you know what, Janice and Dee Dee, here's what we can do. We can call you. I still don't know how to take the calls yet. I still got to figure that part out. But we can call you. So the first person that puts their phone number in here. Now, remember, if you put your number up here, that means everybody going to have it. So just keep that in mind. But if you put your number up, I personally, Dr. Boyce Watkins, and the great Tay will call your house. Okay, Paula, you're missing a digit, Paula. I see a 50, but I don't see the whole area code. Paula would have been first. I think Paula got excited. Paula got caught slipping a little bit.
Come on, Paula. You can do better.
That's okay. We love Paula.
Stand Paula.
Paula is magical. William Jenkins. Okay, so William Jenkins. Okay, so let me call William. Let's test this out. Okay, Mr. William Jenkins will be the first call. Okay, hold on.
You do it for you.
I know I messed up, right? Okay.
Like
3
letters.
I know I'm slow, Taylor. I'm so slow. Okay. Hold on. I got William's number in front of me. We do not have this down, but we're trying. Please be patient with us. God is not through with us yet. Okay. 1, 2. I'm trying not to say his number out loud. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Just whisper 592.
All right. So William, we're calling your house. Okay.
Just whisper 592.
Dr. Boyce.
My brother, what's going on?
Hey, Dr. B. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, man. You know, you're our first ever phone call that we've ever taken in the history, in the 10 years I've been doing podcasting, man. So you got to be proud, my brother.
Very.
Man, I'm first guest on the Black Movie Night, and
yeah,
I
clap for him. What? So where you at, man? What city you live in?
Man, I'm in Nashville.
Nashville, Cashville,
Yes,
Tennessee, as young buck used to call it.
Tennessee.
Well, let me ask you, man. Did you have like a question or a comment or what's on your mind, man?
Well, I wanted to pitch you, Dr. B. You know, one of the things that you've done as a filmmaker, and I want to say this to you publicly. I want you to think about executive producing a product or a project, and anybody can steal this idea because I want to see it done. Typically, we have products and projects and films where a guy sold drugs and then he started a record company to talk about selling dope.
whoop that trick. That trick.
But what would be really interesting is if you did a semi-autobiographical project about a guy from Kentucky who worked 2 full-time jobs and got 2 undergraduate degrees at the same time.
Whoa.
And became a tenured professor.
I don't know that guy. I don't know anybody like that.
Dr.
Now
Boyce,
you're talking crazy.
I wonder who.
Yeah.
Fictional character.
So
clearly fictional because we know Black people don't read.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Dr. B. I think right now with all the content that's available out here, if you did a slightly dramatized version of your life, showed the good, bad, and the
Mm,
indifferent, and maybe not him being an academic, maybe
right.
him being starting some other sort of business, I think it would go really well because if you look at all the content out here, I mean, you got a transsexual pimp running a strip club in Mississippi, and it's on TV.
What?
I know. Yeah, P
What?
Valley.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
All right. That's wow. Okay. That was a lot of adjectives. Transsexual
yeah.
pimp
It was a
running a
lot. It
strip
was a
club.
lot.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, you know
yeah.
what? I think that's a good idea, man. And I feel like I gotta earn a couple more stripes before I'm worthy of that. But I appreciate you, man. Thank you for that concept, man. That is something I wouldn't mind doing at some point. Maybe in a
Or at least,
5, 10 years.
maybe not even your life, but doing a story about how you truly start a business from the ground up, make it
Mm.
entertaining, thought provoking, and you did it in a fictional way. And I think it would go over real well.
Okay, brother. Well, that's a great idea, man, and I appreciate those kind words. And tell me your first name again, brother. I didn't get to write it down. My apologies.
William Jenkins.
William Jenkins. Okay, so everybody clap for William for being the first call on the show. My brother, my brother. All right, so Paula Fender. It looks like you said you want to be the next call. So Paula, can if you put your number in here, I can call you. I will set up a number you guys can call, but well, actually, I'll take Terrence's call first, and then Paula. I love you so much, and I want to make sure that we get a chance to bring you in here. And also, just as a personal warning, I see somebody mentioned also that there's someone out here impersonating me with fake Facebook pages, and I want you to know that that is not me. So if you see that person and they hit you up, block their account and just let them know that they ain't nothing for trying to rip off black people. So let's go get them. So be careful. I don't want you to lose money. All right. So let me see. I see Terrence here. There we go. Terrence Dunaway. So give me 1 second. I'm still getting used to the system, but I'm gonna try to call Terrence Dunaway. Terrence's number's in here. Just so you know, if you put your number in the chat, like other people will see it. So hopefully nobody will be unethical enough to make creepy phone calls.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless.
Okay,
Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
Oh, I called. You know what I called Terrence's? Did y'all hear the Verizon lady? All right, so let me try. I'm gonna try you one more time, Terrence.
I sure heard it.
Yeah, 9713. You know why? You know why it happened? It's not because Terrence didn't pay his phone bill. It's because I don't know how to dial. So let me try it again. All right. So Terrence, I'm calling you right now, brother. Okay, let's see if it works. Janice says I'm a huge
Please
fan.
leave your message for.
Oh.
Terrence Dunaway.
Oh, I got your voicemail. Hey, Terrence.
Rude.
This is Boyce calling you on voicemail. Where you at, man? We were looking for you, brother. You hurt my feelings, dog. Okay, well, we'll try again a little bit later. All right. Okay, so let's see. Paula. Now, Paula mentioned she threw herself in there twice. So I'm gonna call Paula.
That's a real fan.
Okay, Miss Paula, get ready. Take your phone off of silent so I can call you. So let me see. Hold on. See, y'all don't know. Y'all now that I got some new fun stuff, I might be prank calling people. Huh? I can't hear you. Why?
I muted myself when Mom was spraying my hair.
Oh, okay.
Good evening.
Hey, Paula.
Hello.
How you
Hi,
doing?
Dr. Watkins. Hi, young lady. I don't know. Is this your daughter?
Yes, Taylor.
Hello. My name is Taylor.
Everybody say hi to Taylor. Taylor is a
Hi,
superstar.
Taylor.
Nice to meet you,
Oh.
Paula.
Nice to meet you too. I have roots in Hazard and Louisville and Lexington, Kentucky.
Wow.
Really? Okay. Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice. Were you born and raised there?
My dad was born in Hazard, and I was born in Brentwood, Shadows, Santa Monica, California.
Mm.
But
Okay.
he brought me up there every summer to visit him. I was a product of a divorced mother and father, but my father was active in my life. So I appreciate people like you.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's get a round of applause for that.
For the good
Amen.
fathers in the world. Yep.
Yeah.
All the strong daddies out there for sure.
Yeah.
So did you have a question or anything you wanted to share?
I wanted to thank you, actually. I have many questions, but I know there's no time for that. I want to thank you for encouraging me to pay myself and not pay attention to other people and cultures as much as I pay attention to myself, because I don't want to be called a supremacist of anything other than Paula.
All right. All
So I
right.
have
Yes,
begun
sister.
once again. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I've begun investing, and I want to thank you for nudging me. I read the book, and and so I actually talked to a trade accountant specialist today with the company I'm trading with, and I'm learning more every day. And went on and got that terminal degree, but those loans aren't a joke.
Yeah, yeah, they are. You know, student loans are one of the leading killers of black wealth. Student
Hmm.
loans and Gucci bags. But but
Yeah.
overall, my daughter did that. She's making fun. But yeah, but student loans are really seriously, Paula, like that. That's just the you know, debt is not bad. Like a lot of people think that debt is bad because they've had bad experiences with credit cards and student loans, but debt can be really good, but it has to be the right kind of
Hmm.
debt. Student loan debt
Yes.
is it's a waste because it'd be one thing if they really taught you how to go out and make $1 million, or they really taught you how
Yes.
to go out and, you know, really make yourself financially free, but they don't. They teach you how to kind of just be a slave for somebody else. And you know, and
I
I,
made
you know,
the first.
oh, go ahead,
I don't
please.
mean to cut you off,
No,
but
that's okay.
the first job I got after I graduated with my PhD in rhetoric and professional communication was on an HBCU campus, and I got my first bill from the feds. It was more than a house note in on the east or west coast. I'm like, how am I going to do this?
Wow.
And so I signed up for something that's called income driven repayment, and
Mm.
they do allot it to what you make a month. And I think you only have to pay on a loan for 10 years, I think. And if it should be paid off in 10 years. That's what I learned about it.
Mm. Well, you know,
But I'm still on that deferral.
yeah, well, you know, student loans are just that thing that a lot of people are struggling with. And so you're not by yourself. And I think at some
Hmm.
point they're just going to give up. I think they're already kind of giving up. I know a lot of realtors
Hmm.
don't even
Yeah,
look at your student loans anymore. What are you going to say, Taylor?
they're just
Yeah.
teaching us how to be a slave to society to follow their expectation. If you want to change, it starts with you. Generational wealth is very important.
Yes, it
Yes.
is. Right on, right on. Yeah,
That's right.
well, I really enjoy meeting you, Miss Paula, especially
I
since you have
enjoy meeting you too.
Kentucky connections, and I appreciate your kind words and keep doing great things, sister. I do see you in the chat on a regular basis, and I want you to know I appreciate you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate you too. Y'all have a great weekend, okay?
You too, ma'am. You too. Everybody clap for Paula. Strong black woman in the building. PhD music says smart young lady. PhD music says you're smart, Taylor. Does that boost your self-esteem? Does that make you feel like an important 12-year-old?
I don't. Oh, actually, what I recently got my schedule for school. School starts this upcoming Wednesday, which I was not ready for.
So it must be like mixed feelings for you because you got school coming up and your birthday's coming up.
And
That's like a double whammy.
but
How's that feel? It's like kind of like a high and a low at the same time, or is it two highs or two lows? What do you think?
two lows.
Too low. With your birthday is a low?
Oh, wait, no, a high and a low.
Oh,
I know.
because I was gonna say when you turn 12, it's kind of downhill from there. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got really scared. I looked at my schedule and said pre-algebra, and I almost like pooped myself in the middle of the school. I was like, looked at the schedule. I was like, oh wow, that's there.
Very good. Good point. Good point. Well, you know what? It's your birthday, and everybody in the chat say happy birthday, Taylor. Out there, tell her happy birthday.
Oh,
Let's see,
we
Hassan.
lied to the people at the go-karting place.
Oh, well, it's because you're tall, so you were able to get in and drive with the adults. How did that feel driving with the grown-ups?
I was actually so scared because the seatbelt was too big, so I felt like it was about to fall out any second.
Oh, really? Okay. So, yeah, well, you know, the go-karts are something else. It was fun, but those things go fast, and if you don't drive right, you crash into stuff.
When I was driving in the junior track, I did not crash once. I was doing very well because they did not go as fast. But then once I got to the adult one, they were going so fast, I couldn't even control it. I thought I wasn't even going that fast, but then next thing you know, the turn comes up and you're spinning out of control and hitting walls.
Good point. Good point. Okay, well, by the way, so I want to answer a question from Hassan. Hassan is asking, and by the way, guys, right now I can call you. So if you want me to call you, I will call you right now. you can put your number in the chat, but you got to put your number out like on the thing. So I understand why some of you might not want to do that. But and I'll try to get a system where you can call me. I got to figure out my Google Voice number. But Hassan is asking, are you going to Shar BP Boyd's event next weekend? I did not know Shar had an event, but Shar is a great event planner, and she's helping us plan the All Black National Convention. The All Black National Convention is October 28th through the 30th in Charlotte, North Carolina. You can learn more by going to boycewatkins.com if you'd like to take a look. By the way, Dee Dee Smith and Dorothy and Caroline and Trenton and Hope. Trenton's birthday was Monday, but everyone else is saying happy birthday, Taylor. So I want you to know that. So say thank you.
Thank you.
There we go. All right. Let's see here. I think the diaspora should invest in Africa. It says Black Africa. I agree 100%. Someone asked about XRP. What do I think about XRP? XRP is a crypto that is currently in litigation right now. I own thousands of dollars worth of XRP. I believe that XRP is going to make a comeback. So right now it's just a waiting game. I'm just holding on to it in hopes that long term it'll come back. Let's see here. Now Carla says, it was a pleasure meeting you as you helped your mom in Atlanta with speed dating event at the Legacy Black House. Yeah, you were there at the speed date.
I remember.
What was that like for you?
No, I was in charge of doing all the games and stuff, and no one wanted to play. So I was just kind of like sitting down the whole time. It wasn't a lot going on.
So what do you think about that concept? Like, I mean, your mom loves to do the matchmaker stuff, and she held the big speed dating thing in Atlanta, and we did speed dating at the convention. How did that feel?
It's crazy because I'm like, that's my mom. That's my mom. That's my mother.
You proud of your mom?
Very. Yeah, she doesn't give herself enough credit.
Oh, we got to clap for mom.
She doesn't give her, like, whenever I talk to her, like, Mom, you're like amazing. She's like, oh, I don't know. You are.
So mom is so do you feel like do you know how extraordinary your mother is?
Yes, she's an amazing.
Yeah, well, your mom is
the more you keep saying your mom, the more I want to laugh.
You think that's funny when I say your mom?
Yeah.
Well, your mom is pretty awesome, and let me tell you why. And first of all, Black women are awesome. Like, let's just give a shout out to Black women everywhere. Like, Black women are the best. And your mom is an awesome Black woman. And one of the things that I think makes her unique and awesome is she's done at least 2 or 3 things that less than 1% of the population can accomplish. Number one, she got a PhD. 1% of the population, male, female, white, Black, has a PhD. Number 2, she became a full professor, which is different from being a PhD. To be a full professor, you have to be a professor, get a job at the university, make tenure, and then become a full professor. So less than probably 10% of all PhDs ever become full professors. Third, your mother has completed a marathon, and less than 1%, 2 marathons. And Alicia's at 1% of the population does a marathon or completes a marathon. She dragged me across the line. It was
yeah, give yourself some credit too. You did it.
Yeah. So ultimately, it's kind of one of those things where I think that we have to take our time to really show respect to Black women that are doing great things. And so I have to make sure that I honor my wife in that way. And I think all the brothers out here, if you've got a Black woman that's had your back, shout that out, because there's a lot of chaos and hatred out here. All right. So anyway, next question. Dorothy says, what are your thoughts on whole life insurance or index universal life and infinite banking? I think all those concepts are good. UILs, index universal life policies or IULs, excuse me, are good. A good savings vehicle for people who don't save and invest any other way. Ultimately, an index universal life, I don't use one because I have other ways of getting my investing done. I go right to the stock market and I sell my stock options and all that. But it's like, think of it, investing, it's a vehicle, right? So think about it like this. Even if your vehicle's slow,
How do you say
a vehicle again? Investing, they use the term investment vehicles. Have you heard that term?
You pronounce the H so harshly. You're like vehicles.
Vehicles. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. So investment vehicles are, it's like a vehicle for a car. Like, you're driving to the land of wealth, right? So even a slow car is better than walking. And the thing is, it doesn't matter if you're driving a fast car or a slow car, as long as you're not walking, right? So it doesn't matter if your investment vehicle is good or bad, as long as you have one. If you have no vehicle, that's when you kind of stay broke. So Janice wants to know, Alicia, are you going to do more speed dating events? She said, especially in the New Jersey area. We don't have anything planned for New Jersey, right? But we are going to do speed dating at the All Black National Convention, and which went really well. People are hooking up and Keisha's getting married. Keisha Ravenel met her husband at the convention. I'm super proud of that. Hey, Quincy. The kids are all looking at us.
Boyce is live. He's doing.
Yeah. You gonna come say hi?
You have
Oh,
to go. Give me a couple minutes. Can I have 10 minutes?
I'm getting my hair done right now. If you didn't know.
let's see. Okay. Al Houston says, Dr. Watkins, how are you doing? Thanks for the information you always provide. We're supposed to have a conversation. You said DM you. I never heard anything back. Yeah, Al, I don't ask people to DM me like that. So yeah, if you got a message from a Boyce saying DM me and let's talk personally through text chat, that's not me. There are imposters out there that pretend to be me. So I want to let you guys know. I mean, these people are good. They will copy. They have pictures of me and my wife on the Facebook page, and they copy every post I make, and they pretend to be me, and then they start messaging people and saying, hey, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins. Would you like to talk? And then people start talking to them, and they really get real money from people. I met a lady at the Power Networking Conference who said she just lost $1,500 from this fake guy. And I've heard people lose $5,000. And I just want everybody to know, like it's really bad out there. So don't believe the hype when you see people, throwing stuff out there like that or DMing you and all that stuff. Are you gonna play the scary music? There we go. That's the scary music. Oh, that's okay. You did good. You did good. Okay. So let's see here. Val Hill says, I'm just getting started in the stock market. I'm interested in your options class, but I don't have 100 shares of anything yet. Would you recommend I wait? Well, Val, the first step toward really understanding this kind of thing is to get the knowledge first. There was a lot of knowledge I had about various investing styles and everything else before I even had the ability to actually execute on it. And so what I would say is whenever you feel comfortable, we are doing the options training on how to generate income with stock options. So one of the things that we're going to do is allow the students to come together and form investment groups and pool their money. And also we train you on how to form a family investment club so you can pull together with your relatives and buy 100 shares. And also remember, there are some shares that are less than $10. So you could buy 100 shares for, $700 or something like that. So there's different ways to kind of skin that cat. So feel free to take a look. The program's at drboyceprime.com. Now, Taylor, it looks like you are going to have to go soon. Is that accurate? Or
That is accurate.
is she going to have to go? Because I see you doing her hair.
Yeah, but she can't go now.
She can't go now. Yeah, that is true. That hair's all over the place right now, girl.
I can see it coming out the
Big hair, don't care.
Probably like another 5 minutes.
Black
Okay.
hair is beautiful. Remember it. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Yes, there you go. Right on. Let's clap for that. Like black women's hair. Black hair is beautiful. Statement from an 11-year-old. We got to raise the babies right. Okay. So, and by the way, if you want me to call you on the phone so you can talk, if you don't mind putting your number in the chat, I will call you. I promise you. I promise. So if you want to really talk to me directly, you can put your number in here. I'll call you. Nick Black, I have $30,000 in savings and $15,000 in school debt. Should I pay off the debt? I wouldn't. I would actually. I would take that. I mean, if you know how to start a business or if you have something you're trying to do in terms of investing, I'm a bigger believer in that because student loan debt typically has a low interest rate. I didn't wait to pay off my student loans before I started my business. Because remember, life is short, and you don't want to spend a bunch of years paying off this debt. In my view, this is my 2 cents. This is not investment advice, but I personally am, I said, I got to go live my life and I'll deal with student loans later on. So it's up to you to decide how you want to approach it. But I like the fact that your cash flow liquid. And I think that's a good place to be, because if you run into a cash crunch and you've given all your money to the student loan people, they're not going to give you that money back. So access to cash is really important. And then think about what it is you want to do in terms of stock market, real estate. Like if you don't own a home, maybe some of that money could be used toward the down payment on a home, which allows you to start making money as opposed to just paying off the student loan debt, which really shouldn't exist in the first place. My name is Corey. He says, Doc, I know you're not a fan of AMC, but can you give your opinion on the preferred equity shares coming out? Yeah, well, I own a little bit of AMC, actually. AMC is kind of my play fund stock where I love selling the options on AMC. I made thousands of dollars this week off AMC. And but AMC is not a big part of my portfolio, but I dabble with AMC, I dabble with Bed Bath and Beyond, some of these meme stocks, because with the meme stocks, what's your question? I can't.
I feel like we were talking about this in the car. We should talk about Roblox and how that's been going.
Oh, Roblox. Yeah. You were telling me that you play Roblox, and I was telling you that Roblox is a great stock.
It is. It's a very good stock. It can get you a lot of money. It can get you a lot of places, since it's so popular, because most of it you don't have to pay money to do it. You can join any game without paying money, but it's things like if you want to change your character and get out of default character, if you want to like get a special upgrade, if you want to play a different character, you can do that with Roblox, and it can help you get more possibilities. So it makes it a lot easier for you to.
Okay. Wow. And it was really interesting because in the car, we had a really great cross-generational transfer of information. So I was talking to, as I'm calling you Rima, and then Hassan, I'm going to call you next, brother. I was I was talking to the oldest, Quincy, about Roblox stock, and we were talking about the metaverse and getting ahead of the metaverse. And I said Roblox is known as a company that really, just has figured out the metaverse, and they appeal to a lot of kids. And in the back, there was Taylor. Taylor pops in and talks about how much she loves Roblox and everything else. So I'm gaining information here. And while simultaneously, I open up my app and show that our family owns Roblox stock, and the company's done really, really well. So, so what are your thoughts on Roblox? Like, what do you like about it so much?
I'm just stating exactly what I said in the car. It's some of the games are just harder. So you want to keep playing so you can beat a certain level, you can beat a certain part of the game. Because it just gives you that sort of like proud of yourself moment. Like, yeah, I did that. It pulls you in, it makes you want, and it keeps you in.
Okay, interesting. So then they're gonna be in there for years, maybe when you become grown-ups and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm gonna call Rima. Rima, you are next. So Rima, if you are listening, I'm gonna call your number, and I'm not gonna say it out loud. But I'm going to call you. So maybe turn off if your phone is on mute or something like that. You might want to fix that. So you will be getting a call in 3, 2, 1, and go. Let's see how this goes. We're doing this phone call thing. We're going to prank call Rima. It's 202. I think that's DC. Is that 202 DC?
Good evening.
Rima?
Hello?
How you doing?
Yes. Dr.
Hey.
Ray!
Yes!
Oh my gosh.
Hey girl, how you doing?
It's such an honor. Oh, I'm
What's up,
doing
girlfriend?
great.
Yeah, so you got
Hey, wait, who's
Oh, that's my daughter, Tater.
okay? Awesome sauce. So, big broadcast?
Yeah, so you she's
right.
she's my special co-host
Okay.
today. So we're just kind of hanging out and talking and stuff. So Rima, do you live in DC? Is that like I know it's the area code?
No, I used to live in the area, but I don't anymore. This is actually my business line.
Oh, good.
But,
Good.
no,
By the way, I wasn't
I-
trying to smoke
I
out your
know.
location or
Yeah.
anything. I'm not trying to slide in nobody's DMs or nothing. So
No,
Rima,
it is a DC area code, so I get.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
so what I saw you put your number in here. I wanted to give you a call. So so tell me about yourself. What's on your mind today?
I didn't hear the last part you said.
Oh, I said, so what is on your mind
You
today?
said, tell me about yourself and what?
Yeah, and what's on your mind today?
I wanted to ask you two quick questions. One was, will you be running another special anytime soon for the options class? I know you just did a some kind of special. I think it was like 40% or something like that. And I just wanted to know if you would anytime in the near future be running something. Well, I don't even know if you can broadcast that, because then everybody would just wait.
No, well, I think that's a good point. The special is over. We did the discount, and it was about 3 or 4 days. But you know what? Maybe we can just run like the Rima special. Okay, so did you want to sign up monthly or annually for the options program?
I was going to do monthly.
Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to announce this publicly so anybody can use it. If you go to drboyceprime.com and you type in REMA monthly, REEMA, REMA monthly, then you can, but you hit on the monthly option, then you will get 30% off. And I literally did that on my computer while we were talking. So, so there we go. So how's that sound? Does that work for you?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay. Well, there you go.
That sounds awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Shout out to Rima for opening.
Okay, everybody, take advantage. You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody.
You post on your Instagram. Use code.
Yeah, we love you, Rima. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, Dr. Boyce.
Bye. Everybody clap for Rima. Shout out to Rima. She's like a Harriet Tubman. She just opened the path for Black people, created opportunities. So if you go to drboyceprime.com, you want to join us in the options training program, stock options income training program, you can use the code REMA monthly, REEMA monthly, all one word, and you can get 30% off. And we'll leave that code up for about 3 days. So I'll put that on the screen, drboyceprime.com, and the code is REMA monthly. So there we go. So it's right there on the screen. So feel free to take advantage of Rima's ambitious public appeal. So, all right. So let's see here. So the next person I want to call, I'm going to call Hassan. Hassan said, I look forward to your call, brother. He's like, I need you to call me, man. You better call me. You don't call me, man. We're going to fight. So
give an Andrew Tate.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, Andrew Tate. Oh, Andrew Tate is that. Now Hassan's not.
Actually, he's so like, it's to a point. It's funny. It's hard to believe that he's serious.
Andrew Tate's an idiot.
Yeah.
That's really, and then that's the thing. That's the thing about the internet. The internet should be called the idiot net, because there are people that get a big following just because it's shocking to find out that there are people out there that are that stupid.
Yeah, the only thing.
The mean guy that talks.
Andrew Tate just says stupid. He says stupid, mean stuff just to get people's attention.
It's like, I lie. It's crazy. When I hear it, I'm like, how, when? That's a little out of pocket. How does your mind think of that? And it's so fast and quick. It's just like bam, 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 bam. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I feel like Andrew Tate is. I watched him a couple of videos and I said, okay, I get it. He's a guy that has stupid power. Yeah, he has power if you take him seriously, but if you don't take him seriously, then you can just kind of ignore that. So by the way, Hassan, I'm going to call Hassan right now. We got to get Hassan on the line. Hassan, so make sure you open up your phone. If you have it on do not disturb, like hit that button so we can call you, brother. I'm going to call you right now in 3, 2, 1 and go. All right, so we are calling Hassan.
Hello.
Hey, Hassan, how you doing, brother?
What's up, Doc? How you doing, Taylor?
Good. I'm doing nice. Doing nice. You're the only one who's like said hi to me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, she was kind of shocked.
Yeah. I've been listening for a little bit and trying to pay attention. So I'll show respect to sis, your daughter, and Doc. Tremendous respect for you and the wife.
Oh,
but the question that I have is that I love the section that you have on business, but it's a lot that I have to sift through because I'm at a specific point in the business along with my wife. I ain't trying to, get an easy shout out, but on my business, but I'll send it to you later. We spoke about last year. It's called Espresso Mocha Body Butter Cafe.
Okay.
We sell body butters and skincare and beard care with a coffee and tea influence.
Nice. I like that.
So some of the products is infused and some just influenced. But
wait, let me ask you, brother. Did you and I meet? Did we meet in Joliet?
Yes, we did.
I remember now. I remember. You had a great business. I like your setup, man. I was very impressed.
Thank you. That's I say 98% of that goes to my wife. She basically did our website. She filled out all the paperwork for the LLC, getting the EIN. She did all of that. So she about to quit her job right now and just focus on the business while I still work. I'm like an intern for HVAC, heating and cooling. But we had a point right now where we kind of like at a tipping point where our brand is good. We're on social media. We got the email hookup. The website is nice. It's just I want something trying to get the emails going to possibly get purchases on there And I don't know if that's the like only sole thing, because just in case COVID hit again, because most of our incomes come from vending events, and so we're not really pushing or not really getting what we really want as far as finances through the emails and purchases. So I don't know if that's a flaw with us or something we need to focus more on. But in regarding to your business network, the program that you have, what is within that? Because you got to spend money, make money. So I don't mind paying for the program, but what should we specifically search for within the program to address our specific issue?
Well, it's a great question, Hassan. So what I would say is, for everybody listening, Black Money 103 is the third class in our Black Money sequence in the Black Business School. And Black Money 103, the URL's on screen, blackmoney103.com. It basically focuses on how to start a business and all the nuances of that business. Now, the beauty of the program is that there are special guests and lectures we've had from business owners, business strategists, people that have their own approach to business, right? So what I would say for you personally is, what you seem to be discussing is that that maybe a stronger sales funnel might be needed, right? Like, so if you're talking about selling through email, there's a way you get people on your email list. So for example, I invite people on my email list not by just inviting them, but I give them something, right? So for example, when people go to blackmoneyminute.com, you get a free e-copy of my book. And you got to give something up to get something. So you mentioned you got to invest to get something back. So I invest heavily in my audience so that hopefully later on, they'll consider investing in us, because that's how you build a connection, trust. They know that I got their back, they have mine, etc. So I would think about, like, okay, what are we offering to even give people the incentive to get on the list? You never want to say something like, just get on my newsletter, right? They nobody want to do that, right? But if you give them something free that's quality, or a sample of your product, like if your product is dope and you have evidence from previous customers of what people like and like the most, that's a good way. And then also there's a way that you approach a customer on the email, just a way you can, just sort of make the offer in a way. Like I used to have a real hard time asking for money from my audience. It felt real weird, man. I felt like, gosh, I don't want them to think I'm trying to, scam nobody or nothing like that. But the thing about it is, we had to raise money, because if you don't raise money, then your business dies, and then you got to go work for the white man and beg governments and corporations and all that. I said, okay, well, let me see if I can just make an offer in a way that's ethical, where you win and we win and everybody wins, right? So, so I would say, if you go to Black Money 103, I would look for some of the content from Lene Javette. Lene Javette is an excellent business strategist. I've worked with her for many years. I'm gonna take another person who's real good. Shar Boyd, right?
Oh yeah.
Talk to Shar.
Yeah.
I mean, Shar is like, there's a reason why I like working with Shar. Herb Strather, a millionaire real estate developer in Detroit, he met Shar. He instantly hired Shar, and I had to introduce him, so there, so there's content like that. Also attorney Nicole Compton did some series on setting up your business structure properly, stuff like that. But it sounds like the structure is not where you need the help. It sounds like the help has to come in the form of just getting customer action, customer conversion, selling your product. Yeah. So
I'm gonna connect with Lene because I was going back and forth with her on Instagram. She was giving us some advice. She said we was at a tipping point too. So yeah, I'm gonna chat back with her, because we basically kind of like need a business mentor right now.
Okay.
And so
yeah, Lene Javette is a great mentor. There's people like Lamar Tyler that really know how to sell a product. But Lene Javette is really good, because she actually helped my wife get her business kind of moving, and believe me, in the Black Money 103 program, there was one sister who actually happened to be a friend of my wife. So she told me the story. I didn't know this had happened. But what happened was that we helped her to have like business awareness. She was making this what was it, CMOS space? It was CMOS, right? Yeah, it was CMOS, and everybody loved her CMOS. And at some point, within the curriculums, one of the experts just said, well, if people like what you have, that means you have demand. Demand can be converted into money. So she said, okay, well, I'll just start charging a little bit for my CMOS. Next thing you know, she was making 3 times more money than she made on her job. And now her and her husband and her son have all quit their jobs, because all they do is make CMOS all day, that they're selling all around the world. And so
that's what's up.
Yeah, man. So what people should understand, in my view, man, is that your $1 million opportunity is probably right there beneath your feet. You know, like that oil is right there in the ground. You just got to know where to drill for it. You know, so it sounds like because you put so much energy into your business and your business is quality, and I'm gonna let you shout out your business so people can support you off this platform. You know,
appreciate it.
Yeah, that $1 million, the extra 5-10 million is right there. It's a matter of just getting the right structure. So Lene Javette is that's the person I put my money on. Why don't you shout out your business, man? Give your website so people can support you.
Okay, it's Expressive Mocha Body Butter Cafe with the X. So it's X PRESSIV, then, you know, Mocha Cafe. The website is expressivemocha.com, and Instagram Expressive Mocha, Facebook Expressive Mocha Body Butter Cafe. Just a real backdrop real quick. My wife, really, we started the business because of our youngest son. He had eczema. And so we couldn't find a cure or something to really help it. She used the medicated creams and all that type of stuff. None of it worked. She was introduced to shea butter, and she got shea butter, and she put some essential oils because she used to also work for doTERRA. So she mixed the essential oils and, you know, applied it. That was when he was 9 years old, and it hasn't came back. And so everybody was asking, like, can I get some? Can I get some? And she said, well, I'm giving out too much. I need to start selling it. So that's basically how the business came. And then, you know, she loved coffee. So that's our niche.
All right. Well, very cool, brother. Well, I love it. And I put the URL in the chat so everybody can see it, expressivemocha.com. Everybody give a round of applause for my brother Hassan. It was great talking to you, man. Have a good day, brother. All right. Now you have a question, Taylor? You're talking without using words.
Okay, we're gonna have to wrap up because I have to leave.
Oh,
I was trying to tell you that.
Well, how about this? How about you give me a hug and I'll just stay on the air and I'll answer a few more questions.
All right.
So why don't you say goodbye to everybody?
Goodbye. That's it for me today. I know it must be sad, but I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Remember, you're perfect. You're amazing. And that's it. Taylor out.
Taylor out. All right. So let's clap for Taylor. God bless you, little girl. That's my Tater, and her birthday's coming up next week. So give me a hug, y'all. So whoever wants me to call them next, put your number in, and I will call you, and I'm gonna stand up and give my daughter a hug. So that's what this radio silence is for. So give me 1 second. Okay. All right. So Carla and Lindsay said thanks, Taylor, and goodbye, Taylor. So they're saying goodbye to you. Janice says you are an amazing young woman, Taylor.
All right, thank you.
How cool
I know I am.
All right, so I'll do one more call and then I'll bounce on out. And by the way, in case you just came in and you're wondering what the hell's going on, it is Boyce is acting a damn fool because he got some new audio equipment and wants to test it out. And I'm going to try to start taking calls in my podcast. Let me know what you think. I mean, is it better? Does it sound better? Do you like it? Do you enjoy it more? Give me some feedback on it because it's gonna, we'll change the format a little bit. So let me know what you think. Okay, Jagway, is that a international number? I see 0047. Yeah, that's a big number, Jagway. So I can't call overseas right now. Because I need to like figure this system out. So I apologize. But maybe in the future, brother. Maybe in the future. All right. So Rima says I was talking about Taylor. Okay. All right. So by the way, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. If you have a question, I saw a question earlier and I'm going to scroll back up and find it. This was a question. Leandre says, Dr. Boyce, would you know of any Black Airbnb hotel owners who may be interested in purchasing reproductions of my art? I don't know, but isn't there a Noir B&B or something like that? You want to come in, babe? Put your headphones on. Come on in. My wife is coming in. So everybody clap for Dr. Alicia. Is it too loud? Okay. So you can turn it down. Here, don't. So I think your mic won. So I'm going to turn you down a little bit.
No, I don't want to be turned down. I want the sound.
Okay. Is that better? Okay. Is that better? Do you feel better?
It reminds me of how loud things need to be for you to hear it. And it sounds too loud for me. So.
Too loud for you. Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. So now my wife is here.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can.
Now my mic is on.
Yeah,
I didn't. Off. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we gotta learn this switchboard, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my wife is here. Say hi to Dr. Alicia.
Hello, everybody.
Okay. Science says, call me. I would call you, brother, but I don't see your number. And then someone says, did you see my question? No, I see you asking me, do you see my question? So if you have a question that I missed, just make sure you repeat the question. Because if you say, did you answer my question? I'm going to say no.
Oh my God. I remember
Which means I answered your question.
I remember years ago, you would go live on IG and I would have to call out the questions. It was so stressful.
It was.
Oh my God. People were just like, answer my question. I'd be like, let me try to find you. I was like doing my best. It just wasn't good enough for IG.
You're like, what the hell?
I didn't even know. You are so funny. I didn't even know what Instagram was about. Can you believe that?
Yeah. She was late to the party.
I have no social media presence.
Oh, and I see Roderick's question. I did see Roderick's question earlier. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Roderick says, this is my last semester at TSU. You about to go, Quince? See you later, man. All right. Take it easy, man. All right. So this is my last semester at TSU, Tennessee State University. I'm 27 and I get $1,300 a month passively, plus other money on the side. I had a question about the best ways to invest and make money for myself. I think the best move to make is figure out is to buy yourself out of a job, because you need income, and income of about maybe, I don't know, let's say 5,000 a month, 4,000 to 5,000 a month, to be able to have your freedom. Like the difference between freedom and slavery is about 4,000 to 5,000 a month. So I would kind of ask myself, what can I do right now? What can I learn, either low cost or free, that will help me to make that first move? And so I would be scouring the internet on ways to start a business, maybe listening to podcasts, maybe like this. I'll start taking more business related questions, things like that. And just learning how to get that first initial step kind of going, and then maybe join some sort of healthy group that's going to show you how to increase your income. Be careful, because there's a lot of, MLMs and Ponzi schemes and just stupid groups out here, where a few people make money, but a lot of people don't. I'm more into the sound, solid business kind of approach. So I would learn how to start a business. And then at that point, you can generate some cash flow. Once you generate cash flow, you can put that money into things like real estate and stocks, which will allow your money to work for you. Okay. Next question is Devontae says, what made you get into stocks? Well, when I was 18 years old, I didn't have any money, and I went to college at the University of Kentucky. And they said, well, what do you want to major in? I said, I want to learn how to make money. Or I think if I study money and learn about money, then somebody will pay me money to talk about money. So that was my 2 cents. Now, science says 631-30-9730. Okay. Sorry, brother. I don't know what that means exactly, but I think you're giving me a phone number. Maybe put some dashes in there or something. Maybe that'll help. If it's international, I'm not going to call an international number right now, though. What's the biggest suggestion for a 60-year-old single female? I think it depends on where you are financially. I would say that when you're over 60, you can't take as much risk as everybody else, but I wouldn't be afraid to take a little bit of risk, because most of the time risk gets washed away in investing if you're willing to just wait. So, for example, a lot of people felt like they were exposed to risk in the stock market in the last 6 months because they saw the market decline the way that it did. But that wasn't really risk, because a lot of those stocks that went down, they're coming back up now. And you could have bought more shares when the price was down, and you could have made a killing off this. I made a lot of money by just investing consistently. I told you all every single week on this podcast, I'm buying the dip. I'm buying the dip. I'm buying the dip. I'm buying the dip. Well, now that's paying off. Now the dip is over, or at least it appears it might be over. And some of those stocks are starting to harvest. And you think about it, you only waited 3-4 months for it to happen. It wasn't like you had to wait 5 years or 10 years or whatever, right? A lot of us will go to school for 4 years to make a couple of dollars. Why can't you wait 9 months, right? So just keep that in mind. Dr. Boyce, do you have a Forex course? Yes, we do. If you email support@theblackbusinessschool.com, they can guide you to the Forex class. In fact, that's the universal support line. We have a great support team with Amani and Micah and others that will take good care of you. And their job is to make sure that you're happy. So you can email support@theblackbusinessschool.com if you are curious about anything you'd like to do with the Black Business School. So PhD Music says, hit me up, Doc. I would, but I don't have a number in front of me. I just see you saying hit me up. So I don't have a number, brother. I would have called you, but Next time, if you want me to hit you up, just put your number next to it so I can call you. Go ahead, babe.
I'm back. I had to go for a second. Anyway, did that caller say he was 27 years old and had $1,300 a month on passive income?
Yeah, that's good.
What is this?
That's awesome.
I wish he would call in because I'm real curious about how he did that.
Well, maybe
I can't even imagine at 27.
Well, maybe it's like a university thing. Because remember, we had money when we were in grad school. I mean, they would give us like
money in grad school.
You didn't get a stipend? They didn't give you a stipend?
Yeah, but I didn't have a lot of money.
I mean, not money, but like $1,300 a month is not like a ton of money, but it makes a difference. Though it makes a difference.
Honestly, I don't even know how I did it. I don't know how I got through college. I don't know how I got through graduate school. I know how I got through my PhD program because I had support, but I don't know how I got through those two institutions, University of Chicago and Indiana University. I'm not certain how I got through it. What did I do?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't remember having a lot of money, but I don't remember like needing a lot of money. I just had just enough. But anyway.
Oh, well, good for you.
But I would have loved to have had $1,300 of passive income. I just don't know.
I had a lot of money in grad school. I had money in college.
Were you just borrowing money out the max?
Well, I mean, I would get student loans because I made a deal with myself.
What deal did you make?
The deal I made with myself was that I would be patient enough to go to school for as long as I needed to go, but I wasn't going to torture myself. I was going to treat myself well as compensation for the sacrifice.
Did you treat yourself well? Did you treat other people well? Like,
both.
I'm just curious.
I mean, I think I did both. I think I did both because I think I'm a wonderful guy like that. But in general, to be honest with you, like I did, I didn't stress myself about, like, it's like if I want to borrow some money and have more comfort while I'm making this sacrifice, I'm going to do it. PhD programs are hard. I was studying 8 hours a day. It was terrible.
Yeah, I was studying more than that.
Yeah,
because I'm not as smart as you.
Oh, well, I don't know. That's
I don't
debatable.
know if people realize, but like I remember we hung out while you were in your PhD program, and I just remember you just looked like you weren't stressed at all.
No, I was very stressed at that time.
You didn't show it on the outside. You didn't show. Now your dorm room looked stressed out, but it didn't you didn't outwardly. You didn't look like you were sweating. Every time I talked to you on the phone, it wasn't just like, oh my God, I got this paper due, and I don't know if you write papers in financial.
Yeah, you do.
PhD. You do write papers.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what your program is like,
yes.
but
I've written dozens of research papers. Yes.
Okay, that's kind of how I was, but I remember just writing. I was stressed out in my PhD. Like if we hung out more while I was in my PhD program, I would just be like, I have a proposal due. I have this due. It was just, I don't know. You just seemed to be like just breezing through the program. And I didn't know that even at Indiana when we met that you were struggling so much.
Well, I wasn't prepared. I didn't know, you had to know advanced mathematics, and I didn't know any advanced mathematics at the time. So, that's the pitfall of not having good mentors. You had a father that was a professor in your field. So I think that probably lets you kind of know what to expect.
Well, he didn't help me with anything. It wasn't like I was calling him going, can you help me with this theory?
Well, I think he did, though. I mean, a couple of times at Florida State, when you had trouble, there were people that knew your dad. There were people that, that legacy matters, I think. And then it may just be something super subtle, but I had nobody in my family that had ever done anything like what I was doing. They didn't understand it. They thought I was silly for being in school that long. It was a tough experience. I mean, but I figured it out. I figured out my place in the world. And so, but academia is not it's a tough place. It's kind of,
I just think it's just so wonderful. I feel like your whole life, to some extent, I've had like a front row seat to your journey. Because when I met you, you were 23. You weren't even the Dr. Boyce Watkins at that time. You were just a PhD student trying to make it. And it was tough. But what's cool about it is that you're the same person you are right now. Like who I'm looking at in front of me, I still see the 23-year-old.
Oh.
In terms of how you don't do that to me. But seriously, in terms of like how you act and your disposition, you have not lost yourself.
Oh, well, thank you. I want to get to Dr. Vibe's question.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Vibe, you can answer first. Dr. Vibe says, with more interracial marriages, what impact does this have on the future of Black wealth, Black family and Black culture. There's a lot of people that don't want to. They don't like Black people no more. What's going on with that?
You know, I think even with interracial families, those children are Black.
That's so true.
You ain't increasing the population of white people.
Let's give it up for the one drop rule. One drop of Black blood. One drop of Black blood will take over your entire gene sequence.
Yeah. Now, the difficult thing with multi-race children is their development of identity. They have to come to terms with the fact that you are both. So like identity development, which is tough for everybody, it's way more complicated for individuals who are multi-race. So they have to get in touch with the fact they have like a white side and a Black side, and for some people Hispanic side, so they have to it becomes a little more complicated, but it is what it is. They raised by a Black mama and a Black daddy, and how could it not have an effect on them?
Yes.
So they and it's funny, you get people like Halle Berry and other multi-race people. They're very well, I don't know if I should say Halle Berry, but she for sure is in touch to some extent, in touch with who she is. She was in the news recently. Are you calling someone?
Yeah.
Okay, call someone while
Science keeps putting his number in here. I don't know what his name is, but it says Science.
Yeah, but
so I'm gonna call Science.
Okay, go ahead.
This brother really wants to talk to me, and I'm honored and flattered by that. So I'm gonna call you Science. So
you can tell me to pipe down. It's okay.
No, well,
someone brought up a multi-race.
We got to talk we got to talk to Science.
Okay, you want to move on? Okay, go ahead.
What did you have more to say about that?
I did have more to say, but that's okay.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead and call your.
Okay.
You ready to move on?
Okay then. Science, I'm calling you. So if your phone is on do not disturb, hit that button, brother.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, so sorry about that. I think when we're putting in our numbers, some of us, the spam filter is getting rid of it. So I'm trying to find creative ways.
Oh, smart. So you're a smart guy. No wonder your nickname is Science. Let's give it for smart Black men like Science. Very cool, brother. Very cool. Okay, so where you from, man?
So I live in Jersey, but I'm from Long Island. So yeah, a few minutes from the city. So really neat. I just wanted to add that I love your channel. I think you're having as you know already. You're having very important conversations that people need to have, and it's not just a poverty issue, because I grew up in around a lot of middle class African Americans, and a lot of the issues are pervasive. Like spending on things like cars that won't increase in value and all types of things. So I just wanted to really thank you. Not that if you enjoy your car and you have the budget, that's okay, but just different budgeting things, like when you first acquire some type of money, you do stupid things. But I'm ranting on. I'm sorry.
No, man, no, that's a great point. How old are you? You sound young.
So 30 on the dot.
30 on the dot. That's a great age.
I just want to say what he's saying. It makes sense. It's like Black people, when they get money, it's almost like I have to have this car, I have to have this Gucci this, and I have to be a certain way, and if you don't have it, I'm looking down on you. And I find that sometimes with a lot of Black people, bougie Black people, where they just feel like they get a little money, but then they act like they're just better than everybody. That's the part that kind of turns me off. You think it's linked to self-esteem, or linked to the fact that maybe you never had these things and you formed a craving, you grow up and you see luxury stuff and you can't have it, so you're saying to yourself, as soon as I get money, I'm gonna get me a blank. Yeah, because I think you're just compensating for your lack thereof. That's still in your mind. It's in your mind. It's like I have to accumulate all these things. I've seen people who's new money, they just get money and they have a ring on every finger. Why do you need a ring on every finger? And it's in a way, I don't want to look down on those people either, because I think that's sometimes, I get it. It's just if you grew up and you didn't have a lot, I know some people who grew up and they didn't have a lot of shoes growing up. Shoes was their shoes had holes in it, and you go in their closet, it's like a closet full of shoes. It's just now that they finally get money, they spend their money on these things because that's what they thought. Oh my God, as soon as I get some money, I'm going to compensate. It's a compensation. It's a compensatory behavior. Yeah, I can see that. So hey, brother, so I saw your name was Science online. Is that what I should call you, or do you have another name you'd like for me to call you?
You can call me Science.
Science, okay. That's what's up. And where'd your name Science come from?
So I like science, even though that's not my field. Like I just like a lot of sciencey things, whether it's like chemistry, geography, just different.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
science.
that's what I
You
love
killing
that,
me
man.
with science.
Well,
Remember that
Yeah,
song?
that's what
and
that's what we all supposed to do as black men. We're supposed to be smart. We ain't supposed to be stupid.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I agree with what you guys were saying, and that's why I'm so glad recently the term generational wealth is trending, and I see more people really valuing generational wealth and discussing it. So it's really helpful, and I think you were a big catalyst of it.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Well, thank you for your kind words, brother. And it was great to meet you, and I'm glad I was able to play my part.
Oh, thank you. Oh, and a few quick questions before I go.
Yeah, sure. That's okay.
Oh, so the first one is about portfolio allocation. So in summary, I'm not going to go into each detail, but in summary, I'd say about 66% of my portfolio was invested, while the remainder is in some form of cash, whether it's like a bank account, just in cash. But what do you think is a good ratio to be invested in the stock market versus cash?
Well, I throw real estate in there too, right? Because if it's just stock market and cash, then that means the stock market dips, and then you're kind of screwed, right? So ultimately, I would try at some point to get some real estate in there in the mix, but depending on the approach and based on your age, I don't really think you need to have more than 20% in cash, because if you have some safe, stable stocks that you own as well, the Amazons and the Googles and all that, that's almost as good as cash. Now, it doesn't mean those stocks can't get hit. They have been hit, but it's very liquid, right? So, and you're still getting that growth on your money. So, I don't personally keep a lot of cash, to be honest with you, because I've got so many things that are just as good as cash. And the market's been pretty stable for a long time. So I think 33% cash is maybe a little bit more than I would have. This is my opinion, right? This is not, it's all about a personal preference. I would say as soon as you can, like, think about your different income streams and your different asset bases. And the biggest rule of investing is just kind of spread your money out, spread your income streams out. So you have 4 or 5 income streams. You have cash coming from different places, in case something goes wrong, right? So you always want to be prepared and ask yourself, like, what if this went bad, right? And if you're not prepared, then you got to sort of position yourself properly.
Okay, awesome. And that kind of leads me to my final question. So the direction of the stock market, and I know everyone has an opinion and no one can perfectly predict it, but so I know within the last, I think, 4 weeks, the stock market's been rallying, which is really good. My portfolio is, as you've mentioned, your own is really good. So that's really awesome. But I have a lot of concerns about it continuing. Just in summary, just because I know I overuse in summary, but because, like, I have a lot of issues. Like, I know we had a good earnings seasons, but I wonder if companies can still compete with the higher interest rates from the Fed, because I know they're going to keep raising interest rates until they get us down to, I think, 2%. So it makes me kind of concerned that the stock market can keep it up. And also, inflation, even though inflation went down a little bit, and I know that they're going to stop letting oil out of the reserves in the fall, I think. So,
Okay.
I know disposable incomes, they're
Right.
not really cost of living, with rents going up and, the rates are going to bring housing prices up. So it makes me concerned about the direction of the stock market. I know in the end, like, the long-term trend is for it to go up, but
right.
I wanted to know where you see the stock market in a year or two.
Okay. All right. Well, so I'm going to answer that question as we head off the air, so I can bring in another person, man. But I want to say thank you, brother. It was great to meet you. And absolutely, man. So as far as the market, predicting the stock market, what I will say is overall I'm pretty optimistic about it. Now, remember, the optimism has to be cautious optimism, because you don't just have the things that you need to worry about. Inflation isn't down yet. Inflation's still pretty high, but it's on its way down. People think that it is. They're seeing the price of gas and other things kind of going down. The producer price index is going down, which means it costs less to hire employers and get your supplies. But that doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. And the Fed's going to keep on hiking rates, which is going to slow down the economy. And so you've got some things out there to worry about. If corporate earnings start to go down and consumers stop spending, then that could be a problem. Now, the other thing you got to think about is what they call black swan events. And black swan events are just things that you don't even know could possibly happen. Another war could break out if the U.S. and China just start going at it over Taiwan. Well, that can, that's going to body slam your stocks. So generally speaking, whatever you're doing, you want to have a portfolio where you're protected as much as possible against possible downturns. So, for example, when I talk to the students in the options income class, we talk about the use of put options as a way to protect against downside. And that really came in handy for me because Roku was a stock that I bought a lot of shares in, and Roku just went way down, but the put option saved me. Same thing with Novavax, right? So ultimately, whenever you're invested, in my view, you always want to say, what could go wrong? And then when things do go wrong, you want to ask, well, what could go right? So then you get positioned in advance for what the future may hold. That's the idea. You don't get positioned while it's happening. You don't prepare for battle while the battle is happening. You prepare for battle before it begins. But I'm optimistic. I think there's a lot of reasons to believe the market may have bottomed out. And there are a lot of experts that are saying you should buy this rally. That's what I believe. It's not investment advice, but that's what I'm feeling right now. All right, so let's see here. A-Day says, what's the best way to start investing in stocks? Where should I begin? Well, first thing you can do is if you go to blackmoneyminute.com, you can actually get a free e-copy of my book, How to Build Wealth by Investing $5 a Day. I give you a method that is so simple that a child can do it, that child could become wealthy. I want to challenge everybody to retire your kids. Retire your kids. And it sounds crazy, but you can do that. You can retire your kids. You can put your kids, if you invest $5 or $10 a day, which is about $150 to $300 a month, less than a car note, in the stock market, in the S&P 500, and you do it consistently from the time your child is born, and you don't sell those stocks, then you can effectively retire your child. So don't just retire grandma, retire the babies too. So go to blackmoneyminute.com. The book is right there. It's totally free. You can download the ebook right now and get started. It's very easy to do. So my wife is here. She has something she'd like to say, I'm sure. Would you like to? I know stocks and stuff kind of bores you a little bit. Did you?
I don't want to say that because then it sounds like I'm not supportive. But
no,
it's just not my thing. Like, okay, I do max out my 401k. I have a job.
Right.
And my university matches, a good percentage of what I put in. So I do max that out. And I have like 20%, 20% I'm investing, boys.
I know you've been investing for a long time.
20%. So, but in terms of, and I do have some individual stocks, but I don't know how you do it every day. It's just, but that's good. That's your thing. My thing is something else. I respect what you do.
Well, no, but that's the beauty, I think, of marriage and family. It's teamwork.
Yeah.
You have your skill, I have mine. And, and the thing is that I think you respect what I do. You may not be interested in it, but you respect it because we feed each other. Like when I transfer money over, I transfer $5,000 over and say, here, pay the credit card off. That comes from investing.
That's got to come from somewhere.
Right. And then with same thing though, like when you go in the kitchen and you cook amazing food, like when we went to Guyana, if you had not been in Guyana doing whatever magic you do in the kitchen, I would have starved because I didn't even know where to go shopping for groceries. But somehow you would just go to the market where they selling raw chickens, like live chickens.
I'll take that one.
And you would come back and you would just find some way to make this amazing meal. And I had no idea, not to say that a woman's only role is in the kitchen. We know that's not true, but you threw down in the kitchen. and I appreciated that because I didn't have to figure that out.
Well, I was interested in your health. I was interested in your health and making sure that you were functioning properly in terms of your high blood pressure, and you were like maybe 30 pounds heavier than you are now. I want to say 20 or 30 pounds heavier, and there were some issues there. But I think I think you don't have to shoulder it all on your own, Boyce. When I retire, I'm gonna be we'll be good.
Yes, we will.
So
yes, we will.
You'll be good.
Nick Blick sent me a question. He said, He said, "Can you answer my question?" That's like the worst. Nick, I love you, man, but that's not,
stresses me
that's
out,
not
though.
well. That's not a good question to ask because then I'll be like, I didn't see Nick's question, so I don't know. But I did find a question from Nick, so I'm gonna answer Nick's question. He says, "Do you remember how you were able to study for long hours? Any tips? You got any tips for Nick on how to study long hours?"
Study long hours?
Yeah. What I would do is I have a little bit. I think
Gee.
I got a little bit of ADHD. So what I would do is I would study 45 minutes at a time. And then I
Really?
would take a mental break. Yeah. Because I just read an article the other day that said that if you're thinking really hard, it drains your brain. It makes you sleepy.
Mhm. Well, it all depends on what type of study for me. If I got a lot of reading to do, I would just reserve that for when I wake up in the morning. You know, sometimes I would do reading or like at night. If I had like when I was taking all those stats courses and I needed to have a master's degree in statistics, boys. That's another
Mhm.
thing we don't talk about.
But
Talk about my certificate
oh,
in measurement. And I'm a parametric statistician.
that's
I'm
cool.
actually a methodologist. I'm
That's
not
cool.
even using that degree very well.
Well, no, but
But I am.
I think understanding statistics is good. And
Yeah.
I completed the requirements for a statistics master's degree at Kentucky.
There you go. What?
Yeah, but I got my degree. My formal degree was in math, but I took all the classes to get the degree in statistics.
I got really high up into, but it all depends on what it is that you're studying. For me, it depends on, and if I had to write something, I had just a process of writing. How I wrote was I would read. I had to actively read, so I would read and do outlines at the same time, putting my thoughts down. So I would do like a bunch of different things at once, and then once I had all my thoughts down on paper, then I would go to sleep because I know sleep is such a great integral kind of way for your subconscious to kind of order your thoughts. I'd wake up in the morning and then I would order my paper and then I would go to sleep. You know, I would do something else or some other task and then come back and then the paper would just come to me. I would just like write at a time where I was uninterrupted. So it all depends.
My process wasn't as formal as yours.
Yeah, mine was very formal. Yours,
I
what was your
just
process?
I just do short blocks. I'll do something until I get bored and then do something else. That's it. That's how I do stuff now. I literally live my life in 20-minute chunks.
Yeah.
Like because that keeps everything interesting. Because I don't like tasks that are going to take hours and hours and hours to do. I'd rather chop it into pieces and again, I think I probably did have ADHD or something, but that's my coping mechanism.
I mean, you were able to compensate for whatever. You knew yourself. You knew how you learned and you knew how you studied, which I think is so important. Yeah, your process is way different from mine. Like,
yeah,
I'm big with due dates. So you know how I am. So I'm like, I find when I'm studying for something, I don't even understand. Like Quincy does it. I'm like, Quincy, when's your test? He was like, I don't know. When I go to class, they'll tell me. I'm like, what? You need to put on the first day of class, I put all the dates. I'd put all of them in my planner when everything was due. And then I would count back. So I was always looking ahead to see when something was due because I hated cramming. And I didn't like that. So I would always maybe I was a little bit nervous, a nervous studier. I just didn't want to be like thrown off, like, oh my God, there's a test tomorrow, I'm not ready. So I always tried to like prepare for things.
Well, let's move to the next question.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Am I going too long?
No, that's okay. That's all right.
I'm sorry. I'm not used to this.
Well, that's okay. I want to make sure we get to El Hodge's question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
It's for you, actually. He says, what books is your wife reading?
Oh, I gotta get my list. I'm reading this book, The Psychology of Stupidity.
I know a lot of stupid people that need to read that book.
But the thing is that there are a lot of intelligent people who are stupid. And it just tells us that on some level, all of us are kind of stupid. We make stupid decisions. We make dumb decisions. It's really about the psychology of behavior.
I own that.
Yeah, it's a pretty fascinating book. So I recommend that, The Psychology of Stupidity. I'm going to finish that in a couple of days. I'm almost at the end.
Okay, very cool.
Boyce, I didn't meant to tell you this. I'm reading 22 books in 2022. The funny thing is that when I finished The Psychology of Stupidity book, I only got 2 chapters left. I would have already reached 22 books.
Wow.
That's crazy. But I still have books on my list, so I'm going to just finish them.
Let's give it up for smart Black women. Way to go. Yes, 22 books. You go, girl. You go, girl.
What am I
You know what? You know what's so funny? I put up this meme. I put up a meme image of you and I just said, I just believe in giving Black women their flowers when they do great things. And so I said, my wife told me her goal this year was to read 22 books. And I said, I really love that about her. And it's so much better than if her only goal was to get 22 Gucci purses. Right. And there were people who got offended. Some people got offended, maybe because I didn't say it right, but they were offended. Well, they were like, well, why can't you have both? Why can't you read books and get Gucci purses?
Oh, that's a good point.
And what I did was I kind of came back and said, I never said that you can't do both. I said, if her only goal was to get 22 Gucci purses. So I wasn't talking about people that like Gucci purses and Coach and all that. Like, you have a Coach purse and you got Toomey bags and all that. I was saying that I like the fact that you feed.
I don't have a Gucci bag though. What's
you
up
don't,
with that?
You don't. But we have luxury cars. You know what I mean? Like it's not like we don't like nice stuff. And I think it's real clear to explain that what I was saying is that I like the fact that you feed your mind first, and then the other stuff is like secondary. Like it's not like the materialism was like the first thought that came to your mind. It's you don't lead with the shallow stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, I think maybe when people saw the post, maybe it was it came across as, did it come across as elitist? Like you were talking down on people, or
I don't know.
What did it?
I don't know. I can't spend a lot of time worried about that because I just gotta say what I'm gonna say and I stand on it, and it's like I think generally a woman, I believe fundamentally speaking, I believe most women value financial security. I believe that when there's financial insecurity, it can cause anxiety within women. And I think that there's nothing wrong with that, And I think the difference is that what's the difference between a woman who values financial security versus, say, a gold digger who just, like the money is the most important thing ever. Well, the difference is that the gold digger is all about the money first and foremost, and that's the number one thing that she's thinking about. That's the defining criteria in every relationship. Whereas a regular woman will say, look, I expect a man to be able to deliver financially. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. But she's more well-rounded about it. She's more subtle about it. So in a way, I think about it like men wanting sex. Women know most men want sex. A man ain't got to tell you that he's looking at your booty or that he's thinking about getting you in the bedroom. Women know that. Women ain't stupid. But there's the guy who is a nice guy who does a lot of other nice things for you and treats you like a human being. And then you want to have sex with him versus the guy who meets you for the first time and is staring at your breasts or trying to get you to sleep with him in the first hour, right? So you have the perverts and then you have regular men, but all the men might want the same thing. It's about how you go about getting it. So I was kind of explaining that I think it's okay for women to look at a man and say, hey, that man has some money, he has some resources. I think that'd be nice to be in that situation, to have that life. But there's some women who go about it gracefully and some women who go about it in a way that's a little bit degrading.
Yeah, I don't know. If you're an individual that looks at somebody just based on and values a person just based on what they can do for you, that's like greedy and selfish. What is up with that? Like, I don't know. I'm not certain that that's the kind of person you want around you. Do you want someone around you that's only with you because all they want is security and all they want is, is somebody to just financially take care of them? They don't care about you as a person. Like, it just seems, like it's almost like take. And as long as you're giving, I'm taking. And if you ain't giving no more, I don't want to be around you. It's selfish people like that and self-centered people like that that kind of turn me off. That turns me off. And just like a man, if all he's doing is staring at my body parts and objectifying me, all he's interested in is just like a certain experience. And then as soon as I say no, he don't want to have nothing to do with me. Like, that's not the kind of people you want around you. Like, I don't think that there's a graceful way to come across like that. Maybe there's some more sneakier ways to come across like that, which I think that I don't want those kind of people around me. And I can spot them when I see them, by the way, because I've been around the block. Let's just put it that way. I do not. I'm gone. Goodbye. I don't really follow up or plan to be around individuals that's sizing you up. I'm only going to talk to you based on what you can do for me.
Okay.
That's like ridiculous.
By the way, I'm talking with my wife, Dr. Alicia, and if you want a free e-copy of my book, Financial Lovemaking, you can go to boyceandalicia.com. You can also get on her nationwide database she's putting together of single Black people that are looking to meet other good single Black people.
Man,
so
I got people. Let me tell you, I've been working hard, Boyce, with this, and I've been like, I got a couple people together that like, and I know there's some people. There are actually some people who I have heard from that met during speed dating at the All Black National Convention last year, and they're still talking to each other.
Wow.
They got straight up relationships.
Nice.
So this is kind of cool. I'm not saying that I'm doing this. I just want to be a conduit so that people can.
You want to be the Harriet Tubman for Black folks that want to hook up.
The Harriet Tubman. Yeah, I just want to like make it available.
The Underground
Railroad.
Railroad.
Interested. So I got some successes.
Yeah, so if you want to get on the database or you want to get a free copy of my book, you can go to boyceandalicia.com. So feel free to go to the website. Now,
it's all free. By the way, can I just say something?
Well, I want to tell Joseph I'm about to call Joseph in a minute.
Okay,
so
Joseph.
Just so you know, Joseph.
Hold on, Joseph. I want to say
get
one
your
thing.
phone ready. Turn your ringer on, Joseph. I'm about to call you. So if it goes to voicemail, I'm not gonna call again. But go ahead, man.
I want to say something about matchmaking. It is totally free. Like I'm matchmaking people just on my little time. Totally free. Now there were people who did pay for the speed dating, and they're at the top of the list. You know, those are the people that I'm considering first because you know, the speed dating experience, it just tells me how committed they are to the process. So I just feel like a fee should be attached at some point because I want to just tease out the serious people from the people that just playing. I don't want nobody playing around.
Don't be playing.
Okay, but go ahead.
So Joseph ain't
Joseph.
playing. Joseph sent me his number. So Joseph, I'm about to call you, brother. So get ready. Here we go. And Arika's asking about whole life insurance policies for your children. I think that's a good investment. Joseph.
It's a delay.
I know it is a delay.
He doesn't know.
Hey,
yet.
Joseph. Hey, brother. Can you turn your laptop down a little bit?
Yeah, I did.
How you doing, man?
Hey, how you doing, Dr. Boyce? How you doing, Dr. Alicia?
Hey, Joseph. I'm all right.
Where you at? What city you in?
Right now I'm in New York.
Oh, 347. That's right. Yeah. So what can I help you with, brother?
So I was just, going to tell you that you've been a big role model to me. I've been following you since 2020, I believe. You got me into the stock market, and I've been, into finance since then. Ever since I, heard you speaking about, getting into stocks and all that. But I would say this though, I kind of fuck. Can I curse? I can't curse.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. So you fucked up.
I kind of fucked up. I'll say this. I gave my money away to the white man, and did a lot of stupid shit.
What do you mean? Like when you gave your money away to the white man, what do you mean by that?
So when I got into the stock market, that's when the whole AMC, the GME thing came about. And I'm young, I was young at that time. I was 22 and I didn't know what investing was. So they got into my head, and I thought money just came like that in the stock market. So I started to get my money away by doing options and gambling and stuff like that, which I thought was investing, which is not. I learned my lesson. But crazy thing is that people get on here and they listen to you. Like I listened to you since 2020, and I was watching videos, but I wasn't following your steps and advices at the same time. It was kind of weird. And what I realized was that it was me as a problem, but it was my friends as well as people I was following too as well. So I would listen to you every day, but I would get on my stocks and gamble and stuff like that, and watching videos again. I'm like, yo, like why am I not investing? But I'm gambling. But I'm trying to compare the two, and it's not working. But what I realized is like you have to be content with yourself. And I wasn't really being real with myself, you know. And I started watching other videos as well, all kinds of creators about stock investing and stuff like that. They was doing the same thing they used on. They used, you know, long-term investing, and that was the go-to. And what I realized as well is that I didn't build a foundation as well with having, you know, blue chip stocks and long-term stocks. I was just, you know, just thinking that, all right, if I gamble this certain amount of money, then I'm gonna start doing long-term investments, which is the wrong way to go about it. And I didn't start small. I didn't, you know, I wanted to go big. I wanted to make 10,000, 20,000. I wanted to go big or home, which, you know, was costly to my financial account. So right now, 24 years old. I don't want to ramble, but right now, 24 years old, and you know, I realized that you really need to build a foundation to be successful as far as, you know, investing in the stock. So if you want to play long term, play long term. But if you gambling, just know that all right, you get into a rat race. You're not really building a long term foundational wealth building. You know, whatever you do is not long term.
Okay. So, all right. So Joseph, I'm going to answer your question. I'm gonna go and let you go and then answer your question now. You gave me a lot to think about. So thanks for calling in, brother. And
no problem.
I'm going to respond to your question right now. All right. So here's what I'm hearing with Joseph. Joseph, and feel free to pop in. You know what, babe, on, you know, just from a therapist standpoint. Because actually, in our options income program, you know, you agreed to do financial therapy for families and individuals, which I think is really important because economic psychology and money mindset is very important. In order for you to build wealth, how you think about money, your money attachments, you talked about secure attachments, things like that. You've educated me on a lot of things like financial trauma, financial anxiety, things like that, are really important to understand the wealth building process. And so what I'm hearing with Joseph is, number one, he's 24 years old. And I would say, Joseph, you know, don't feel bad about making a mistake at 24. I mean, join the club. You know, all of us, how many of you in the chat, give me a yes in the chat if you look back at when you were 24 and say, oh my God, what was I thinking? Why did I date that person? Why did I waste all my money? Why didn't I finish school? Why did I do blah, blah, blah? Like, that's life, right? You know, and that's how you learn. That's how you get better is, you know, when you're young, you just do things that are different from what you're going to do when you get older. The second thing I'd say is Joseph, as a 24-year-old, talked about how a lot of his money was given away to the white man, as he mentions it, because he invested in a way that was less than prudent. He's confessing, and I love it, though. I love the fact that he came to the altar with that tremendous honesty and openness, you know, and I could hear it in his voice, and he was sincere. And what I love about this brother, which tells me this brother is going to be very successful. Joseph, if you're listening, you're going to be a millionaire one day. Let me tell you why. You're going to be a millionaire because you're learning from your mistakes. You're owning that shit, and then you're learning and you're using it to make yourself better. You're doing what I call this paying tuition in the school of life. You had a costly lesson that you learned, and that lesson is going to stay with you until you are old and gray. You know, there are things that happen in my life at 24, 25 years old where I said, okay, I paid a big price. I did something that was stupid. It put me in a bad situation. I ain't never going to do that again. And now, years later, I look back and I say, man, I'm so glad I went through that. I'm so glad I messed up on that, because now I have had such a better life than I would have had if I hadn't made that mistake, or if I had made a mistake later. So to get more specific, and Alicia, I'm gonna let you kind of chime in on this too. First of all, forget the past. You know, the past is over. The mistake Joseph made by overestimating the amount of money that he could make in the market in 2020 was a mistake that was made by millions and millions and millions and millions of people. There were so many people who did not understand what investing is supposed to look like because the money was so easy. The Federal Reserve was pumping money into the economy at a historic level. They went into extreme panic overdrive mode with the pandemic, and they should have stopped. They learned within 6 weeks that this pandemic was not going to have the effect on the economy that they thought, but they still kept pumping all this money into the economy, and it boosted the stock market like crazy. People were flipping their stocks and making doubling the value of their stock in a couple of days. So it gave a lot of young people a misinterpretation of what investing is. They began to feel like investing was gambling, and it doesn't matter. The whole time, Kenneth uses a great word, gamification. So Robinhood comes along, they start making investing kind of like a video game. And so the whole world kind of becomes this big casino. And a lot of 21-year-old men, 22-year-old men, Joseph's age, got caught up in all that hype. And so later on, the reality started kicking in. The market took a big dip and a nosedive. And then suddenly these poor guys were losing tons of money. They were buying a lot of options. I wasn't buying those options. I was selling them. I said, well, if the price is going up and everybody's paying all this extra money for an option, I'm going to sell options to you because I want the money. Because I'm a little older, I became a bird in the hand versus 10 in the bush kind of guy, where I wanted the guaranteed money. I didn't necessarily need the speculation and all the gambling and all that. So ultimately, what I would say to you is just know that, what goes up can come down. When times are good, you always want to prepare for when times are going to be bad, because they're going to be bad. Winter is always coming. But then when you're in the middle of winter, you can't get so caught up in the fact that you're in winter. You got to realize that the sun's going to come out. The sun will come out tomorrow. There's all, so you prepare for the sun while it's raining, and then you prepare for the rain while it's sunny. Okay. So, Alicia, do you have anything you want to say about that?
Yeah, I wish he was still on the call, because I would like to ask him about how he felt about all of that. He's going to have a memory of that forever. And you kind of think about, I think about the fact that I was fortunate enough to live with my grandma, who lived through the Great Depression. And although she had a lot of money, like my grandpa hooked her up. He made sure she worked as a librarian only because she wanted something to do during the day. Like, she didn't have to work. Like, they were pretty well off. And I just remember her. She never acted like she had a lot of money, although she did. And we would go to this grocery store, and she would always we spent so much time trying to budget. And then I would take her to grocery shopping, and then I'd be like, ooh, grandma's really suffering here. She don't have no money, poor thing. I felt bad. I was living with her at the time. You remember that, right? And so I remember taking her to the grocery store, and I would come back, and she'd give me a crisp $100 bill for taking her to the grocery store. I'm like,
grandma was a secret baller. Remember that show, Undercover Boss? Yeah, that was your grandma. She was an undercover boss.
She was an undercover boss, and who knew she had all this money? And so she just didn't want to give it to them. She was like, I'm not giving it to them. And she'd be like, Commonwealth Edison, which is like the light company, whatever. Like, Commonwealth Edison is rich. That's what she would say. And she's she turned the lights off. She didn't believe in. But that's the psychology of that trauma of living through the Great Depression. What that did to her, she cannot waste money. It ruins her day if any money is wasted. Not that she was extremely cheap or whatever, because she had mink coats and they flew. I mean, my grandparents traveled all over the world. They flew the 737 back when it first opened up, and people wore 3-piece suit to get on the airplane back in the day. So she had her little hats and stuff, but it was just interesting how she was locked into this sort of mindset where she did not believe in wasting money or spending money and wasting money on giving it away. It was just a big thing. So I'm wondering if some of the people who are feeling it in the stock market, what it's doing to them psychologically, are they going to go forward kind of way more cautious, or are they going to not even participate at all?
Well, everybody in the chat, let me know, when you saw the market dropping, did that give you anxiety? Did you feel maybe sad and depressed? Did you feel fearful? What were your emotions during that? Because I think we don't talk enough about the psychological impact of watching your money drop. In economics, we talk about something called a wealth effect, where people there are times where they feel rich and times where they don't feel rich. Like that song, Just Got Paid. Friday night, right? So because you just got paid, it's like, I just got paid, so you really feel like, it seems to be, or not seems to me, I know this is true. When you have money in your pocket, you feel like a different person. It really, takes your mind to another level, and that's because money releases that dopamine. Right.
So how do you feel, Boyce? I mean, one thing I noticed, because I watch you on your app or whatever, one thing I noticed, as soon as you lose money, everything goes red. Like, why the color red? Like, it just it gets at the red is connected to our root chakra, right? So it gets into our safety and security is kind of just in the red color. Like, I'm in the red. Like, red is synonymous with everything just got messed up. It's just like my safety is messed up because it's in the red. And what's interesting, I noticed looking at your app, is that when everything is going much better, it's in the green. And green is the heart chakra. Okay. And that color resonates there. So you just feel love. You feel like, oh, I love the world now.
So you think that Robin Hood was thinking about chakras?
They know exactly what they're doing when they pick those colors, boys.
Really?
They just know that we don't know.
Wow, very interesting.
Yeah.
That's heavy. So I think that psychological part is really important for people to understand, and the ability to really calibrate your emotions as an investor, I think, is a critical part of your wealth building process. You have to know how to roll with the punches and not freak out when things are going good. You can't just get to the point where you're so caught in the moment that you think it's always going to be good, because that's how people go broke. Like a lot of rappers and athletes, they think Will Smith talked about how when his first album came out and he made all his money, he thought that was just the beginning. He thought he was just going to keep making more and more money. And then the second album, he borrows against it and he goes and spends all the money. And then the second album comes out and it flops. So he had planned in his head like he was always going to make money, and he learned that that's not the case. But then on the other side, sometimes when we go through an experience where we lose money, we get paralyzed by fear, and then we miss opportunities because you're scared to jump back in there. And that's where a lot of Black folks lose a lot of wealth, is because when we see headlines like stock market crash, blah, 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 it makes us feel like, okay, I'm not going to mess with this because I don't want my money to crash.
Yeah, I mean, you have to go into it knowing that you're going to have ups and downs. I'm gonna have ups and downs. Where you're going to win, you're going to lose. That is something you cannot stop. It is a universal law, right? So it's not that you cannot alternate. You have no power over there are certain things in your life that you have absolutely no power over. And what you have no power over is the fact that things will go up and things will always go down. And so you have to decide, what are you going to put your focus on? So what Will Smith should have focused on was, I'm going to make good music. I'm going to make sound music. I'm not going to think about how much money I possibly have made. I could make from this. I'm just going to do and make money. And then we'll see, like, success and stuff like that should be a byproduct of all of the hard work that you're doing. So you should just be interested. I'm just interested in picking the best.
They can't hear. Here we go. Let's see. Can you hear us now? Give us a yes in the chat if you can hear us. Okay. You know what happened? I'm learning how to use this new equipment, and my whole laptop just totally froze.
Oh, so it's a hardware. You think it's a software or hardware issue?
Yeah, I think we're getting yeses. I think they can hear us now.
I think we can be heard. Okay.
Yeah.
What was the last thing people heard? I thought it was on a roll and you didn't even tell me. I looked at your computer.
No, well, it was only the last like 20 seconds.
No, it was longer than that.
I was sitting on the laptop kind of furiously trying to like punch the buttons and get it back up. And I was like, I don't want my wife to see that I messed up. So, because I was trying to impress you, you're a pretty girl. I want to impress a pretty lady, but I totally messed it up. But so Will Smith, it's I think that was where it kind of started acting funny. But with the Will Smith thing, to me, I did learn something from that. Actually, Will Smith, speaking of him, he is a lot of people don't realize how smart his family is and how wise they are. That's one of the reasons why I was so surprised that he did, that he went up and decided to slap Chris Rock. I didn't think that was a smart move on his part, to be honest with you. But you know, I've actually, I remember learning a couple of things from him, just randomly talking. He's always been a person that liked to share knowledge, and I respect that. So 2 things that he shared that I thought was great was when he talked about being wealthy and how being rich can make you think that you're going to be rich forever. So you know, and he talked about the IRS and all that. He said, first of all, the IRS is going to take half your money. He said, so if you get $1 million and you say, oh, I'm going to be conservative, I'm only going to buy a car for 600,000 or a house for 600,000. He said,
you're gonna owe money. You're gonna owe 100,000.
Right. He said, you already messed up. You already messed up. And he talked about, you know, that first album doing really well and how he spent all the money from the second album because he figured the second one would do well and found out that it didn't do well. So he ended up going bankrupt. But then there's another thing he shared that I thought was really profound was he talked about why he got his first divorce. And he said that the reason he got divorced the first time was because he was so into his career. He felt that if he put all his energy into his career, he could give his relationship whatever was left over. And he said that if you're ambitious, you have nothing left over. So your relationship is going to fall apart because you're not putting anything into it. And that's what I learned, that whatever is important to you, you have to invest in that thing. You got to have that list of things that matter, maybe your top 5 things, and pour into those 5 things all the time. It might be your kids, your career, your health, or whatever. That way you've always got time for those things.
Do you feel like, you're in my top 5?
I know I'm in your top 5.
Do you think you're number 1?
I don't know if I'm number 1. I don't need to be number 1.
What do you mean?
I don't need to be number 1 in your whole entire life. I'm okay with being, you know, like a participant in.
Just a participant.
Yeah, like I know you matter to. I know. I matter to you.
Like, do you think like I don't know. I don't know how people feel. Like, we're married. You're my first of kin.
Yeah, that's true. And then
I'm your first of kin.
That's
so
true.
If anything happens to you, they're gonna come to me first.
That, you know,
if anything happens to me, they're gonna be looking at you. They ain't gonna look at my mama. They definitely ain't gonna look at my kids.
Right.
They're gonna look right at you. You are first of kin.
Well, before I call Michael, by the way, Michael Raymond, I see you in there. Michael Hollingshed. Before I call Michael, I will say that, you know, I don't need to just always get this constant confirmation that I'm number 1. Like, I know I matter. I know I add value, and I don't necessarily need you to constantly reinforce that to me.
Well, I just want to let you know that you are not being valued. You know you matter. You know you are of value. It's not contingent on that.
Yeah,
it's just you being Boyce.
Yeah, I think okay. So my thought, here's my thing, right? I think when you say, "Are you number 1?" That's like a ranking. That's competitive, right? To me, it's like I don't need to always necessarily know that I'm number 1. I just need to know that I'm a top priority.
Is it creepy if I say you're number 1? Would you just be like,
spooky?
What the hell's wrong with her? Like, what's wrong with her?
No, it's not spooky.
It wouldn't be creepy. But I mean, why can't you allow yourself to be number 1 for somebody? Are you who do you think you're number 1 to if it's not me?
Well, I don't need to be number 1 for anybody. I'm number 1 for myself and for God. From God. I mean,
really?
Yeah. I mean, I know you got kids. You have a mother.
I have kids. Listen, I have children that are like plotting and planning right now what they're gonna do when they leave this house.
They are, but I don't need to be number 1. That's my point. Like, I don't want to compete with other people.
It's not a competition.
I know I matter, right? I know I matter. So, like Solomon, I agree with Solomon. Made a good point in the chat. He says the king doesn't need to be told he's the king. Just like when I go out and I know people meet me, and I see people. I've had women break down and start crying because they met me. I've heard more than once that like meeting you is bigger than meeting Michael Jackson or Prince.
They don't know you. I know you.
They don't. Well, they know me pretty well though, because I talk a lot and I talk a lot online, and there are people that have been following for years, and I see all that. But here's the thing:
but they don't know you, like
right? They don't know me the way, right? But they still know me, right? They know a side of me.
They know you, but they don't know you.
But remember, they know things about me that you don't know, because they've been listening to me long before you and I even started dating. They watch my transition in certain ways.
Yeah.
So they know.
I've watched your transition.
Right. So here's my point. stop competing.
I'm not
It's
competing, but I'm just
I
saying,
get
like,
it.
there's no way somebody who listens to your podcast is going to really know you.
Yeah, well, they do know me pretty well because I share a lot of information. I share.
I'm talking about intimacy,
right?
baby.
I get it. But here's my point. You got to let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. Okay. So my point is that I don't need. I try my best to check my ego in general. I try not to get into competitions because I think that being competitive too much with other people all the time creates toxic energy.
Okay,
Like,
I'm not talking about
I must be number one. I must be the most important person in your life. If you got other people in your life that matter for you, if I'm really down for you, I'm gonna support you. I'm not gonna say I need to be first. I need to be number one. I'm gonna say
you don't have to say that.
I'm gonna say I know your kids matter to you, so I'm gonna support you as you are there for your kids because I know I'm gonna get mine. Right. So the same thing is true when I'm talking about when I go out and I meet people. When I meet people and they give me a lot of respect and everything else, I constantly remind myself, like, don't get too arrogant. Like, don't start competing with, like, don't start saying, well, do you like me more than you like Umar Johnson? Or I heard you listen to the Earn Your Leisure podcast. And
no, I have to jump in here. I have to jump in here for a second.
But you're talking about competition.
I'm not talking about competition. You're hearing what I'm saying is competition, and it's not competition. Mm-hmm. What you're hearing is that there's a competition, but what I'm saying to you is you deserve to be number one to somebody.
Why? Why do I need to be number one?
Because
why can't I just be top 5?
You deserve to be number one.
Why do I mean? Why do I? In
the eyes of somebody, you can walk around. So the thing, because now you're not letting me.
I don't. I'm number one for me.
Cutting me off. Okay.
No, I just really don't think. I mean, I think I did. Sure. Okay. Yeah. But I think generally, why does it have to be a competition? That's my point.
I'm not making it a competition. I'm just saying that you deserve to be number one in the eyes of somebody who really knows you. Right. And so I'm making I'm not competing with people who cry when they meet you, whatever. They can cry when they meet you. That's beautiful. That's wonderful. But I know you. Mm-hmm. We have a level of intimacy that you ain't gonna have with nobody else. you know? Right. So it is, what I'm saying is, I'm talking about when you marry somebody, they get to see you in a way that no one else gets to see you.
Okay.
That level of intimacy you don't have with, like, I don't have that level of intimacy with anybody else.
I see it as being different. I see it as being different kinds of intimacy. Like it wouldn't surprise me, for example, if your mother knew things about you that I don't know, that I will never know. Right? Because your mother has access to a certain side of you. Your colleagues at the university have insights into you that I don't have, right? And I'm not saying that I'm not important, but I really think it's important to be very careful about putting a ranking on things. Like I'd rather just have you say you
are married.
Yeah, I agree, but remember, like, I don't think being married means that I have to always be number one in your life all the time, because I see guys who think that way. I gotta be important. I gotta be number one all the time. So that means that if you at work. And hold on, wait, no. But I get it. Okay, but let me tell you my interpretation. It means, like, if you're at work and your boss says, I need you to do this assignment, and I call you up and I say, I need you to come home and have sex with me. And you say, but babe, I got to do my job. I got to go to work. And I say, but ain't I number one? I'm number one. Is your boss more important to me?
That's not what that means.
Do you care more about your boss? Are you trying to sleep with him? No, right. That to me is a problem, right? So instead I would say, okay, well, you know what? You got to go handle your business. And because I support you, I want you to go handle that. But because I know eventually I'm going to get mine. That's my philosophy.
Okay. So I want you to really listen to what I'm saying. The person you marry, the person that you're married to, there is no relationship that could even come close to the type of closeness that we have with each other. Like, we have a closeness, Boyce, that is the intimacy that me and you have is something very, very unique. And
I agree.
It is extremely unique. So it's not like anything else. And so that level of closeness you don't have with anyone else. So what I'm saying is that it's not a competition. It's just that in the back of your mind, you can always know I am number one to my wife. Okay. And it's not a competition because I can still do my job. I can still be a mom. I can still be a daughter. I can still do all, and you can for sure do all the other things that you need to do. But in the back of your mind, don't think of it as a competition. Just think of it where, you know what? My wife knows that I'm number one to her. And she's number one. She's number one to me. So it's not that I'm never compete with your time, with any of the other things that are important to you. But I'm just saying that level of intimacy, because we share things with each other we wouldn't share to anyone else.
Lewis wants to know why you still hating on Kevin Samuels.
How did Kevin Samuels make it into this conversation?
I know. I think because Lewis is a Kevin Samuels groupie, and he's like, we ain't even talked about Kevin Samuels, man. What the heck? But R.I.P. to Kevin Samuels. You know, we don't hate the brother, but this guy, I just thought I would make fun of Lewis because you need to get
Why is this
don't
popping up
spend
in
so
our
much time on another man's testicles, Lewis.
Yeah,
you got to grow your own balls, bro. Anyway, let me stop. All right. So, hey, by the way, Michael, I know you sent your number, but I'm gonna call Michael because Michael put his number in. So I'm calling you now, Michael.
Can you? I have a question. When Michael talks, can you leave him on because I may have some questions for him.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Let's see if Michael's home. Michael, we're calling your house. And no, by the way, we ain't hating on Kevin Samuels. We ain't here to fight over somebody who died. So,
hello,
Michael. What's up, man?
What's up, boys?
I'm doing good, brother. Where you at? What city you in?
I am in Macon, Georgia.
Macon, Georgia. All right, all right.
Yeah, I am sitting out here at work outside.
You at work? You ain't gonna get in trouble with the boss, are you?
Yeah, not really.
How you doing, man? What's on your mind, brother?
See, let me go back to the trouble with the boss. If I get in trouble with the boss, I'm getting in trouble with myself. I am the boss. I learned how to listen some years ago, and that's my beef with you. But I'm gonna get to that in a minute. I learned how to listen years ago. So once I learned how to listen, I realized the next step was learn how to practice. Now,
okay, right. Got you.
Now this is my beef with you. You hit online in 2012, right?
Right.
You should have started in 2007 when I had a whole lot more money to play with. You was late. But I ain't, I'm gonna leave it at that. How you doing, Miss Alicia?
I'm okay, Michael. How you feeling? I like to hear that you're the boss.
Yeah, I'm my own boss. I look at it like this. This job needs me more than I need it.
Wow, there we go.
And when I say I learned how to listen first, then I learned how to practice. Then I start executing. I started listening to Boyce in 2016. I should have started investing then, but I didn't. I started investing in 2019, and when the economy kept going down, like this last year, I threw more money in it. Dr. Boyce had a podcast once. He was like, "What am I doing when the economy going down? I'm buying. I ain't gonna worry about it because I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do whatever. It's about long-term investor."
Yes.
How did it go? How did it go for you? Did you make some money?
Oh, man, I get in my car and pull off right now. But I ain't gonna do that.
What?
Yeah.
So the money's good. The money's good, right? Is that what we're hearing?
The money make you feel better.
What? Let's shout out the rich black man in the building. Michael making money. Hey, I'm happy for you, brother. Congratulations, man.
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Anybody listening, if you ain't investing, I don't care if you start with $5 a day. I listened to you, and you said $5. You was over and over. You were like $5 a day, $5 a day, $5 a day, $35 a week. I said, okay, I'm a little late in the game. So if he's saying $35 a week, I started investing $90 a week over 4 years ago.
So if you were doing $90 a week consistently, Yeah, you stacked up some bread, man.
Yeah, he can get in the car and drive off if he wants to.
My brother, man. That's
man.
You are the Black American dream, man. I'm very happy for you, Michael.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you, man. I ain't trying to sound like the dude that was riding Kevin Samuels, but I might get on yours a little bit, man, because I really appreciate it. I mean, talking about life-changing information that actually works. That's the first time I picked somebody up from the internet and tried what they said.
Wow, man. Well, it's well, I'm really happy to hear that, man, because I think I just think as Black men, we could do anything we put our mind to. We put our mind on that money. I think we can do it better than anybody else. And everybody who's listening, the $5 a day thing that Michael's referring to is the $5 a day investing plan, where you can retire your kids. You can put yourself ahead of the curve. Just go to blackmoneyminute.com. The book is free. So, Michael, did you have any closing thoughts for us before you bounce out, brother?
Do I have it? Dr. Alicia, she said something about 2 months ago that I never. It took about a week for it to resonate with me. Y'all was talking about the Will Smith and Jada thing. And it took about a week to resonate with me. It saved my marriage. I appreciate Dr. Alicia. Y'all right with me?
What did I say?
You said something to the effect like, the first person, I'm paraphrasing here. The first person you should point the finger at before you pointed at anybody, pointed at yourself, because you were responsible for your own self, and whatever position you're in that messed you up, your decision in the past guided yourself to it. So before you check anybody else, check yourself. You said that in so many words.
Wow. Okay.
Once I checked myself, I realized what my wife did wasn't so bad because I brought that energy into the household.
Yes, I love it, man. I love it, brother.
It's all good.
Well, congratulations to you, Michael, man, and it's great to meet you. And everybody, let's clap for Michael. Yeah. Doing well, very nice. Take care, brother.
Tell the wife we said hello.
Yes. Shout out to the Black women that love us despite our imperfections. All right, so I think that we have had a good 2 hours of fun with our new podcast equipment.
It's been going on for 2 hours.
Yeah, well, I started off with Taylor, the baby, and me and her were hanging out, and then you came in and took her place because Taylor had to go, and so we had a good time, and I want everybody to know how they can kind of follow up and remain connected. If you go to boyceandalicia.com, you can get a free e-copy of my book, Financial Lovemaking. You can also get on Dr. Alicia's database. She's building a database of Black singles. If you're looking to meet somebody and you don't mind doing a long distance relationship with a quality person, just go to boyceandalicia.com. It's totally free to get on the database. And also, if you want to follow up with what Alicia does with couples and things like that, you can go to coachingwithdralicia.com. So that URL is right there for anybody that wants to follow up. So I want to say thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. We're going to do more of this. I assume y'all liked it. Let me know if you enjoyed the call-in feature, or it's not really call-in. I had to call them. I still haven't. I got to figure out how to get my Google Voice number to work.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and it was really fun talking to you. And we'll be back a little bit later. So, take care, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
All right. So, love you. Peace.